any kind of movement of that ladder is 10 times more actually present as you feel this in your soul, in your body, as it's wiggling back and forth, because that's a long way up there for that ladder to be in the position that it is. So I would imagine that they're trying not to move the ladder and actually just bring the passengers to them, to the basket, any way that they can. So they've developed this plan. We see that passenger number 2 is getting the safety harness on her. She'll be coming down that long stairway all the way down to the actual surface of Pleasure Pier, and then they'll work on passenger number 3 of 8. From what little experience I have with rides like this, I did work at Astroworld back in the day, I will tell you that there are many safety features in rides like this, especially those with height. And there are many computer controls and switches and things that can trip. And once one of those has tripped, it's going to stop the ride. It doesn't make any difference whether people are on it or not. For the safety of the people, it's best that the ride stop. And then they'll deal with whatever the problem is afterwards. Of course, we don't know any of this, and I'm just guessing at how this all happened. Again, we still haven't confirmed that there is electricity to the ride. Maybe they have turned the electricity off to the ride. don't know those answers just yet, but when we do, it'll make more sense to us as to why this thing stopped at the top of its trek, up to the top of this 100-foot gantry, if you will, all the way up here like a rocket ride, to go over the top and then back down. And the 8 people that are in that car trying to make their way back to Earth at this point with this frightening stuck person that this thing has become. It's a frightening situation, and they continue to bring the second person down the ladder, and it's one step at a time. And I'm sure that the firefighter said just that to her. Look, we're going to take this one step at a time. If you get scared, you have any problems, you have any issues, let me know. We'll pause, we'll stop, let you get your breath, and then we'll go for more. But as you can see, right now, they're probably about 20 feet off the ground to the end of the ladder. And then we're going to do it all over again 6 more times. I don't know about the one that's going to go back up, but I can tell you that one firefighter appears to be in the car with another passenger. You can see that he's kind of leaning over into the car, trying to get that passenger released from the safety bar and get some sort of a safety strap on them to get them into the basket at the end of this ginormous ladder from the ladder truck that the Galveston Fire Department has on scene. Kind of hard to see because that is in the shadow of my picture here, but yes, they have, and there is staff members from the Galveston Fire Department standing by, and you can see the other personnel down below, down here on the pavement. There is a gurney here just in case somebody needs that, and they haven't used that so far. That's good news, and I have not looked, I haven't had a chance to look out there on the street, on the seawall itself, to find any other equipment out there, but I am sure that there are plenty of people standing by for whatever they need up here at the Galveston Pleasure Pier. Yeah, you're right, except for the ocean itself. You know, you see the waves below you, and most of the time when firefighters are dealing with things like this, they've got some sort of stability around them, like for instance, an elevator or perhaps a building, whatever the case may be, but they don't have the ocean moving below them. I don't know if that's a distraction or not, but I'll tell you what, for me it would be if I were in that position and, you know, pull out here and just take a look. I mean, you know, you're facing up, but if you look to the side and talk to the firefighter, you've got the ocean moving below him. So it's quite a distraction and quite frightening, in my opinion, to have to see that as you look off to the side. But you know, they don't have any choice, and I would imagine that that last person number 8, we'll call them, up there in the front right-hand seat, they're going to be the last one to come down, so they won't have any friends to talk to or to look at. They're just going to have to pray that all goes well in their extraction and get down to the ground here on Pleasure Pier. They've made the plan to do it. There's the other one. There's the third person. They are now out. They're now out in the basket. So that is great news, I'm glad to say. We saw that they were kind of in the same position that they were in the car, and that's the way they got them out. And apparently they just let the firefighters say, look, just let us tell you what to do. Just follow our instruction, and we will get you into the basket with us. Just follow what we got to say. And that's the way that they're doing this, and it's truly amazing that that this is going as smooth as it is. Of course, again, Galveston firefighters, like Houston firefighters, well trained in these high-angle rescues like this, and they practice it all the time. It is a true specialty that none other than the Galveston and Houston fire departments do on many occasions that we really don't even see sometimes. But this is one of those that has really stretched the fire department equipment to the max, with this thing stuck up here at about 90 feet or so. And I think that ladder is about as far as up as it will go. Yeah, that second row is actually the first row in the car. They're getting the back row out now. This is one car, and it has places for 8 people, 4 in the back, 4 in the front. So they're getting the back row out of it now, and as you can see, that's going to be the goal to get the 4th passenger out of the second row. And they're looking for more straps, and they're looking specific kinds of equipment to get up there to the firefighter that's requesting it, that is in the car that is stuck. It's truly amazing that I don't know how they do it, but they do, and it's quite a sight to see this entire operation take place up here. You know, the basket itself is not that big, and they have got ropes and all sorts of material up there to cinch these people in a safety kind of way to get them into the firefighter's extended ladder basket, and then they got to get them stuck right down on the ground down there and get them down the ladder. It's quite harrowing, in my opinion, and how this is all taking place. And they're very cautious. It's, you know, put your hand here, put your foot here. That kind of instruction, I know, is going to those passengers as they get them extracted. news desk. Daisy. James, we got about 20 to 30 minutes worth of fuel left, and we're going to have to go land down here in Galveston to refuel. Thank you. Yeah, it apparently they got him. They got him out, I believe. Is that not him? Yeah, they brought him out. He is down on the basket now. The firefighter's standing right behind him with the red helmet on, and he's following instructions step by step down that ladder, that long ladder. Land at Galveston Airport. Hello, James. Okay, so I'm not on the air, am I? Okay, let me explain this to you. We've got a couple of things working against us here. We're getting up ready for we got to get some fuel. I've asked the pilot to check with Galveston. Galveston Airport generally closes at 6 o'clock. We don't know if we can get gas there or not yet. We don't think we can, but the other issue we've got going on is we've got weather moving in. We haven't talked about fog, but the other issue is nighttime, and we don't like to fly at night. So we've got all of those issues going on, so I just wanted to give you a heads up and let you know where we are. I know, but I just want to make sure that you're prepared for us not being here. All right. Got it. Thanks, man. Very secure, and that's one of the things that the firefighters are making sure of, that they are secure once they release that bar, that safety bar, in the car that is stuck. As you know, when you get into these rides, there is a lap bar that goes across your lap, so you can't come out until they release that. So they've got all of the straps in place, the safety gear ready to go. So once they release that bar, it's just a matter of time for them to get the rest of the equipment, whatever that is, in place for them to get out of the car on the ride, down to the basket at the end of the ladder on the fire truck. minutes and we're going. And the sun is just about to go behind some clouds, so it's going to get dark here pretty quick. So 5 minutes and we're out. Yeah, we will. I'm going to give you a shot of the sun. Here's the sunset.
You are watching a rescue unfold right now on the KHU11 app. This is at Pleasure Pier in Galveston, where 8 students on their senior trip from the STEM school in Houston were on the Iron Shark roller coaster. And about 5:30 this evening, it's been now 3 hours, there was a malfunction on the roller coaster, and the roller coaster immediately stopped. You can see from Air 11 earlier today how that looked. And that roller coaster is about 100 feet off the ground there, with students trapped in their seats and nowhere to go. And then Galveston firefighters with a tower ladder that you see there were able to unhook each student one at a time and then put a harness on them and bring them down the tower ladder safely. So again, this has been a 3-hour ordeal. There are perhaps 2, maybe 3 more students left that they have to rescue. And that's the live camera on the right, but from that vantage point, it's hard to tell how many students are left. I would have to guess 2 to 3, because we saw about 10 minutes ago, we watched a firefighter escorting another student down, like you see on the left, which was earlier, but on the right, 10 to 15 minutes ago, firefighter was bringing someone else down. So there are 2 to 3 students, I believe, still trapped in the Iron Shark roller coaster at Pleasure Pier. We heard from the COO of Pleasure Pier, who described what happened, saying, quote, "The ride experienced a malfunction at its initial ascent," and you can see there, that's about 100 feet up. "However, as designed, it immediately stopped to keep everyone safe. Our focus then immediately shifted to the safety of our guests. We contacted the fire department to assist, ensuring all guests were safely removed from the ride. A thorough inspection of the ride will take place before it is placed back into service." So that was a while ago from the COO of Pleasure Pier. The rescue operation, now 3 hours long, and not all the students have been rescued yet. There are 2 or 3 left. So we're still waiting. We did a little digging and some research. The roller coaster, the Iron Shark, had an inspection, looks like in August of last year, and they were given a compliance sticker issued by the Texas Department of Insurance that meets all of the legal requirements for operating. And that sticker is good through August 31st of 2026. So it's valid for a year, that sticker. So that means it was checked less than a year ago. What caused the malfunction today? To be determined. According to the Texas Department of Insurance, Pleasure Pier has reported 1 injury in the last 3 years. This injury was a toddler hurt on Boardwalk Bullet. Now that's another ride. That is not what we're looking at tonight. Did not involve the roller coaster, but another ride where a toddler was hurt. And that's in the last 3 years. That's the only hiccup that we are seeing in our research at Pleasure Pier in the last 3 years. So right now the rescue continues with the few remaining students from the STEM school in Houston. I'm Lynn Cannon. We'll continue to follow this. We have a reporter in Galveston tonight. We will have an update, the very latest, hopefully from Pleasure Pier. And it'd be nice to hear from the students who have spent all this time stuck 100 feet up on a roller coaster in Galveston, looking at the Gulf. We'll have updates throughout the evening, and we'll get back to you.
Okay, you are looking live on the right of a rescue underway. So students stuck on the Iron Shark in Galveston's Pleasure Pier. On the left you see video from earlier, that's Air 11 video of a rescue. We're given, Lynn Cannon stepped away to get ready for the 10 o'clock newscast. He'll be back here in just a second. But what you see is two rows. One second. Okay, it's getting the view on the right is live. The view on the left is from earlier when students were being rescued. We did see the full back row of the ride on the Iron Shark be cleared. Everyone was rescued there. View on the right, it's getting pretty dark. So we're not sure how far along they are in the rescue. Reporter Maria Aguilera is in Galveston. She's almost there to the scene. She'll have a live report coming up tonight on KGU 11 News at 10. So they've been stuck now, if there are still students stuck, which it appears to be. They've been stuck there for over 3 hours now, some of them. The rescues started when they had been stuck up there for about 2 hours. We did get a statement from Pleasure Pier earlier, and I'll read that statement. They told us the ride experienced a malfunction in its initial ascent. However, as designed, it immediately stopped to keep everyone safe. Our focus immediately shifted to the safety of our guests. Therefore, we contacted the fire department to assist, ensuring all guests were safely removed from the ride. A thorough inspection of the ride will take place before it is placed back in service. And Pleasure Pier was evacuated due to the rescue operation happening. This was a senior trip for STEM students on the roller coaster. It was a senior trip, according to some of the students. It's still unclear exactly what happened to make the roller coaster stop on its way up. But as the statement from Pleasure Pier indicated, that the fact that it stopped meant there was a malfunction, and it's a safety feature built into the ride. That's according to Terry Turney, who is the Chief Operating Officer of Pleasure Pier. As I mentioned, reporter Maria Aguilera is on her way to the scene. She may be there now. She'll have a live report coming up on KGU 11 News at 10. Okay, so we're going to take another look now, a different view. It's still dark and it's hard to see, but here you see that's Saltwater Recon. Our partners at Saltwater Recon are also watching the rescue. Can't really tell what's going on, it's just so dark. So we'll go back to the other view. And on the left is some of the video from earlier as the rescues were happening. We'll show you another little piece of video also from earlier. This was earlier as after a couple of the students were taken out. And you see they were escorted, you see with this one student, they were escorted down the ladder. Oh, and I'm told we have a live picture coming in right now. Live 2, okay. We'll show you a live picture here in just a second. A live picture from the ground. I guess that means our crew has gotten there. see, 1 second. Okay, live 2. It's live 9. Okay, this is a shot from the ground outside of Pleasure Pier. It's first responders who have gotten there. We'll go back now to the live view. And this is on the Iron Shark roller coaster. We're going to pull up some information about the Iron Shark. The Iron Shark, according to the Pleasure Pier website, this is the description of the ride from their website. Iron Shark will attack when least expected with its 100-foot vertical lift and beyond vertical drop. It tracks at 52 miles an hour. The vehicles will glide the 1,246-foot coaster track, which includes a diving loop, a greater than vertical drop, and 4 full inversions. There will certainly be an investigation afterwards to find out exactly what went wrong with this on the ascent. But according to Pleasure Pier, it did stop as it's designed to do if there is an issue, a malfunction. So just recapping, this roller coaster, the Iron Shark, became stuck at about 5:30, and it's now 5 minutes before 9 o'clock. So if students are still in there, which it appears there are, because the ladder is still up even though it's dark and it's tough to see, that's 3.5 hours, almost 3.5 hours that they've been stuck since it came to a halt. And if you see from earlier, the video from earlier, it was on the way up, so they were facing up. So some of them have been on their back for 3.5 hours. Students in the back row were rescued first, and then went to the front row. We're not sure how many. It looks like there were 8 altogether. It's not clear how many are left who haven't been rescued. But once the students were taken from the carts, they were escorted down that ladder. Like I said, our crew is there now, getting ready. They're going to have a live report coming up at 10 o'clock on KTU11 News. You can watch that live on air and all of our streaming platforms. Definitely makes for an interesting senior trip. We are still waiting for more information from Pleasure Pier, and hopefully we hear it when all students are down from Pleasure Pier and the fire department. Oh, we do have a good shot from our crew. Here, let me share this with you. Okay, there's our crew now. That's what our crew is shooting right now. So you can see that's our camera there. We were just zoomed in on it. And it does look like they're still working to get some students out.
New Glenn rocket blew up. Oh, I got that one already. I wrote that 10 minutes ago. Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Oh, I didn't send it, but yeah, that's what it was.
Too much news for Randy.
That's a below average. Oh, shit. Ugh.
Okay, as you can see from this zoomed in shot, the rescue is still underway right now at Pleasure Pier in Galveston. It's tough to see, but you can tell there is at least one. Hopefully that's the last one, but it looks like there's at least one student still on the Iron Shark being rescued now.
So live 11 is saltwater recon. What's live 9?
That's
Okay, resetting. This is in Galveston at Pleasure Pier. This is the Iron Shark. What happened at about 5:30 today? A group of students was on the ride. It was a senior trip for them. The ride became stuck on its ascent, and Pleasure Pier released a statement saying it was designed to stop if there is a malfunction, and it did. And if it's now a little after 9, it's 1 minute after 9. If the ride became stuck at 5 o'clock, that's 3.5 hours that at least one student has been on this ride, possibly more. It's tough to see how many are on there. There were 8 altogether we could see. And if we go back, I'm going to go back to the other view showing what we saw earlier. On the left, you see earlier, that's what it looked like earlier when it was full and they were getting the students out when they first got there. This is, well, they were starting at 5:30. This is a little after that. This is probably around 6 o'clock when we saw this, 6:30, when they called the fire department. Put the big ladder truck up, and one by one, very slow, very meticulously, they got the students out one by one. And you know these students are going to have a story to tell when they get down about their senior trip. Okay, let me put another view up from earlier. This was another view from earlier of the rescue. This is after a couple of the students were out, and you can see that they, one by one, they were taken down the ladder as well. In a harness, in a safety harness, escorted by a firefighter. Okay, but yeah, this is video from earlier, somewhere in between the 6 and 7 o'clock hour, as firefighters began to rescue some of the students who were stuck in the Iron Shark at Pleasure Pier. We'll go back to a live view. It's a live view on the right. Let's go back to. Okay, we're going to go back to a live view. Here's a live view. This is our camera that's there. It's tough to tell if there are still any students back in there. From earlier video, it looked like there were 8 altogether. Okay, and recapping, this is the Iron Shark at Pleasure Pier. Group of students on a senior trip. A group of students on a senior trip were there when the ride got stuck. The Iron Shark got stuck on the ascent. The ride stopped as it's designed to do. That's according to a statement from Pleasure Pier. And then one by one, the students were taken off the ride and escorted down the ladder to safety. Still not clear if everybody has been removed from the ride. I'm going to go back to this view. That's our partners at Saltwater Recon. Okay, we're trying to get new information from fire department, Pleasure Pier, or our crew that's down there as to how the rescue's going. We're going to take our shot. This is the shot from our crew that's in Galveston. I can't see any students in there, but it's tough to tell as dark as it is. Okay, let's go back to the shot. Oh, it looks like we might be getting some information from the fire department now. Let's go ahead and take that. One second.
Very briefly, so we are getting all set up here. We are going to hear from him very briefly.
Okay. Okay, we're about to get some information, we believe, from the fire department on how the rescue has gone. Okay, let's take that live now.
Everybody go?
Test, test. TJ, you can hear me? Test, test?
Yeah. Chief, go ahead and say and spell your first and last name. Give us your title, please, sir.
Yes, Mike Varela, Mikevarela, Galveston Fire Chief.
Chief, you got the 8th student down, huh?
That's right, 8th student down just about 2 minutes ago. We got the 8th one down. They're doing well. They're getting checked by EMS as we speak.
Any major medical issues that you'll know of from the students being up there?
No, everyone today basically, of course they were shaken up from climbing that ladder down, being in that hot sun. They have been checked for dehydration, and everyone seems to be doing pretty good.
Can you give us an update again on what took place here today?
Yeah, so like I've said earlier, approximately about 5:30, we made it out here. 8 people were stranded on a roller coaster here at Pleasure Pier. Unfortunately, we had to use our tower truck to do the rescue today, but we are well trained for this, and we worked very well with GPD that's been here, and all the crew here at Pleasure Pier. They've been a very big help.
Chief, you're telling us earlier that there's normally a lift that goes up on that side. It's on the water side there. Was it not working today to be able to get them out and bring them down?
Yeah, so we got with maintenance early today, and that's usually the method that if that rod gets stuck in that area, that's the method we use, that man lift. Unfortunately today it did have some mechanical issues, so the firefighters, they were ready to go when their time was called.
Talk about this high angle rescue team that you had out here today. Those guys were really doing it today.
I'm telling you, you should be talking to them, not me. Those guys were top notch today, on point, and got all 8 down. I can't say enough about them. They're well trained, and they're ready to go when called on.
I've been out with you guys when y'all have done the training before and stuff. You guys your crew trains a lot for this stuff, for what will come up maybe once in a blue moon.
You know what, we train the most on our high risk, low frequency incidents. And like I said, this is one of those high risk, low frequency events. And like I said, these firefighters were ready today.
What did you guys say to keep them all calm? I mean, they were up there for 4 hours. What did you guys say to keep them calm?
Well, I'll tell you this, the firefighters up there are well trained, and once they made it up there, they were able to use their skills to calm everyone down, reassure them that the equipment they were putting on them was going to keep them safe. So that's some of the things they were saying to the occupants up there on the roller coaster.
But you know, they're all nervous. I mean, most of them look like they did not even want to come down because they were afraid. How do you guys work that?
Absolutely. Like I said, we talk to them, we keep them calm, and that might be a story to talk to the crew about when they come down.
It was a scary situation for them. How were the students emotionally, mentally when they were actually down?
You could tell they were shaken up visually. And then you can see a sense of joy as well once their feet hit the ground. So I think they definitely were shaken up from the experience. But you could tell a big change once they got down and they touched ground. So.
Hey, sorry, Chief. When you talk about like the nerves for the student or just the people on the ride, and then the fact that they were at that angle for so long and possible dehydration, does weight shifting become something that the crew would need to tell the passengers about as they get onto the basket and onto that ladder? Like, how do they navigate that?
Absolutely. That's something we definitely have to do, especially when we're taking them from the height of that roller coaster onto that basket. We have to be very careful, especially with the rescuers we had in the basket at the time. So yes, they are talking to them constantly. They are providing them direction on what to do, where to step, how to come down on that ladder, all the way through down the ladder till they get down on the ground. They're giving them direction the whole time.
Chief, you talked about.
We don't have an idea right now. I'm sure maintenance will be looking into that here soon.
Chief, you were talking about the design of the pleasure pier keeps a wide open berth in the middle for emergency vehicles specifically to go up that. When they were designing this, they worked with the department to make sure that type of rescue would take place, correct?
Yes, sir, that is correct. So we were prepared for this. We knew one day we may have to get to the back of this pier, and they went ahead and they reinforced that middle layer, that street basically. We can go down around the carousel, and it was designed strictly for us to get equipment back there.
How many personnel on your high angle rescue team?
Right now, we have 6 people on that rescue team right now, that high angle team.
And on Tower 1, it was at its limit, right? It's 100 feet?
At one point, it was at its final limit at 105 feet we were operating at. That's all we got after that.
It looked like at 1.2, y'all put it underneath to support that car as an added security measure, correct?
So once we had it underneath that car, we felt that was the proper angle, especially the way we had to get one of the patients out. And it was just a safety measure on our part. You know, we have to use risk analysis on these things, and we just had to take that risk at the time to make sure that person got in the basket safely.
Chief, you talk about risk. I mean, you mentioned earlier you had to ask for additional light because you were losing it as the sun went down, and it's very dark, about 100 feet in the air. How does that change the way someone may be trying to get someone out from that kind of situation, especially when you're working against the clock there?
Absolutely. It's a big challenge for us. And you know what, it took a lot of communication from the rescue crews up there. And we slowly and gradually we're implementing different sorts of light, different angles to assist with that rescue. So yeah, it was a big challenge for us this evening.
How proud are you of your guys?
I can't say enough words about them tonight. They are top notch. They did an amazing job. You know, it's a proud moment. Proud to be chief here. But kudos goes to those crews and those members here.
Just piggybacking off of that, it's been a lot of things happening in Galveston. This is like a happy ending story. You got not only the press, but you got an entire community surrounding you. Just how do you feel knowing that we finally got like a happy ending story here today?
You know what? It took almost 4 hours to get that happy ending, but I promise you, there's a great deal of relief that I have right now, especially when I have that last crew member come off that ladder, and you know, we can all go back to the station and go home. So it feels really good.
What do you tell them? What did they tell you?
Oh man, you know, the way we do it here in Galveston, you know, we're a family, so we're slapping hands and hugging, and we're telling each other we love each other. So that's how we do it here. We're a family, and we've always done it that way.
Anything else you want to say, Chief?
No, just again, I'm going to reiterate how proud I am of those rescue crews today. They did a fantastic job, but you know what? I expect that from them. They're top notch. They train hard, and they're prepared for when this day comes.
Chief, have you ever needed to take a fire truck onto the pier like this before?
We have before, but never to this extent for this kind of rescue.
Most of the time it's been just assist, right?
That's it. We're usually just assisting to get someone down with one of the lifts, and today was a little bit different.
And the whole rescue is about 4 hours in total, a little over.
A little less than 4 hours it took to get the whole rescue done, but yes, it was time consuming, but safety was our biggest factor in this rescue. Safety was imperative for us, and if it took a little bit longer, we were okay with that.
Were there any injuries, Chief? Anything at all for any of the kids?
No, nothing. Everyone seems to be doing okay. We've gotten a good feedback from EMS, and like I said earlier, mostly we're just shaken up from the experience.
Chief, let me ask you this. It may not be in your realm of this stuff, but for Pleasure Pier itself, before that ride reopens again like that, is there something y'all come out to do to inspect, or
no, but
anyone
I think
within the city?
I think we may come out here just because we have a great relationship with Pleasure Pier, and like I said, I can't say enough of their personnel and their crew today that assisted. So they did a fantastic job.
Thanks so much, Chief.
Thanks, Chief.
Thank y'all. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank y'all so much.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely.
Hang on, Mike.
Oh, I got you.
Okay,
Don't
that
I?
was
Come over.
the chief. We're getting his name. 1 second.
Chief, go ahead and say and spell your first and last name. Give us your title.
Yes, Mike Varela, MikeVarela, Galveston Fire Chief.
Mike Varela, the chief of the Galveston Fire Department, just gave new information about the rescue. First of all, he did say all 8 were rescued. All 8 were taken off safely and brought down. The entire process, he said, was about 4 hours. One interesting thing that he did say about the rescue, he said they were prepared for this. He knew one day that they'd have to get to the back of the pier, and he said that Pleasure Pier reinforced the middle layer, which is street basically, which allowed them to get back to where the Iron Shark was to rescue the students who were stuck in there. He did confirm there were 8 in all, which is what we saw, and each one came down the ladder. He had high praise for his team, that firefighters that went up there and got everybody down safely. It was a very slow, methodical process, but a very successful one. He said at one point during the news conference that it was a high-angle, low-frequency rescue. So obviously very risky and something they don't get to, a lot of practice at, obviously. But it all worked out tonight. Everybody's down safely. He did say they were a little shaken, as you might imagine. They were on their backs for some of them for close to 4 hours. The ride stopped at about 5:30 tonight, and he said just before the press conference started, he said that just in the past few minutes, the last person had been taken off. So a rescue that lasted 4 hours. The ride is still, as you can see in the video there, you can see the ride is still stuck on its ascent. It did stop, as it was designed to do when there is a malfunction. But the good news tonight is everybody is down safely. We're going to wrap this stream up. Thanks for hanging with us. This was, this was heroism in action, and everybody is down safely. We're going to have a full report with Maria Aguilera on KHU 11 News at 10 o'clock. So stay with us, and thanks for watching tonight.